She turned back to her cluttered desk, where the
What if we
pages of
used AI to create a story that never really ends? That was the idea I had. And I decided to turn it into a small experiment. A story where every single day you can listen to a new chapter in your favorite podcast app, or maybe read a new part on a website. Technically, this is not that difficult to build with AI. And that was one of the reasons why I immediately started working with AI Studio. I wanted to see what I could create with it. In the end, I only needed one thing, a dashboard where I could start a new story. And this is how it works. First, you click to open the story setup screen. There, you enter the title of your story. You define where the story takes place. You add the main characters and you write the opening scene. After that, you upload an image. This image helps guide the visual style of the chapters. The goal is to make sure that the images for each new chapter stay consistent. Then you create the voice. And after that, you set the publishing schedule. For testing, I used an interval of 5 minutes. But in the final version, the idea is to publish one new chapter every 24 hours. Once the schedule is set, you can generate the first chapter. The text itself is created very quickly. AI has no real trouble with that part. But for each chapter, I also need an image and I need an audio file because eventually everything has to be sent to an RSS feed. That way, the story can be published as a podcast, for example, on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any other podcast platform. After about 3 minutes, the image is ready and the audio file is ready as well. And this is exactly what the system should repeat every day.
Saoirse Moran stood at her window, the steam from her kettle curling into the chill morning air.
The audio file is then added to the RSS feed, and that RSS feed is also built into the app. You can open it and check it right away. At this point, you can see that there is already one chapter inside the feed. You can copy the RSS link and you can test it. With that link, you can publish the entire never-ending story to platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or other podcast apps. So the story keeps unfolding day after day, chapter after chapter. And the whole thing was built through vibe coding. As you can see on the right side of the screen, I simply spent a few days talking to an AI, explaining what I wanted, testing things, changing things, and improving the result until it worked the way I wanted. The final result is fantastic. So now anyone who wants to can listen to a story with a beginning, but without an ending. And I'm really curious to see what happens once it starts running for real.